We're back, guys, and we have our special guest Omar. He's here with us, and
Up.
tonight's show we're going to talk about EDC knives and some other stuff, constitutional carry and gun control, all this other good stuff. We also got the phone lines open, so be prepared to call in if you want to. See you when we get back. All right, we're back, guys. Before I even go any farther, go ahead and we're on we're on Twitch. I think we're on Twitch. I'm not sure yet. Haven't checked it out yet, but we are on Twitch. We're on YouTube, and none of my notifications came up, so I was a little lost here. And I know we're on the mighty Rumble. And for you guys on YouTube and Rumble, please, please, please go and um, watch the show, share the show, and also like the show. And that'll be a big help to us. You guys are doing that. We do see you guys coming on and watching the show, and also we see you guys uh, subscribing to the show. So thank you for all that. I mean, we really appreciate that. It helps us in the algo. So thank you for doing it. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. So we really appreciate it. Before we go any farther, we're going to go ahead and thank who sponsors this show, and that is the mighty Saber Team Tactical.
Tactical.
And let me find my link. I know I got my extra monitor up, Al, and I can't find anything right now. What's going on?
Mm-mm-mm.
Isn't this
I'm
something?
gonna send you to producer school, bro.
Yeah, I need to go back to producer school. Oh, there it is. All right. So let me move out this and the
The banner drop of
got
the
so
day.
much
Here we
going
go.
on. All right, go ahead, Al.
Nice and
I got something
smooth.
else.
Nice and smooth. Right the bear. Right the bear. What can we more can we say? We say it every week. We encourage everyone. If you do not have coverage, seek Right to Bear. Sign up. Use SABER, and you'll get a discount on it. Even without the discount, it's still a value. It is. Ask other people. I've seen a couple of other companies pushing. I guess we call them influencers and people who talking about the product. Do it for yourself. Do a comparison. Do the research, and you decide. I mean, ultimately, you have to pay for it, so it's not free. But as far as a value for your dollar, Right to Bear is the place to be. And it's not because we're telling you that. I'm telling you do the research, and if you find something where you say, hey, well, this one does this, and you let me know because I'd like to know. I really would be fair and honest, just straight down the middle. Let's talk about it. We will stand by Right to Bear as they will stand by you, and that's what we found with them, man. What else
Yep.
can I say? I
You
mean, they
can't say
cover you.
anything.
You fight somebody and hurt them, and they sue you. They'll defend you.
Mm-hmm.
You get into a critical situation where you have to use a firearm, they'll defend you.
Knife,
Um,
crowbar, shovel.
right. Anything that you defend yourself on. Right. Now we're not talking about going kicking somebody's door and looking for some trouble. But if trouble finds you and you end the situation, they'll defend you. And if they defend you, and for whatever reason you get a jury of people of your peers that believe that you are guilty, they will not ask you for the money back.
And they
And
won't
and the
drop
thing
you
is,
as a client.
and they won't drop you as a client. And if you had a firearm and it's taken by the FBI because they need it as evidence, and you see that gun in the next 7 years or so, during that 7 year time, you will have a firearm replacement from them,
Mm-hmm.
based on, and it's not an extra cost. It's part of the basic package. So if
Mm-hmm.
you just get the basic package, you decide you're never going to leave your state. You're always going to stay home. You never need coverage for your children. You don't need coverage for anything else. Those are some of the add-ons that you can do with this. It's an a la carte thing as well. You get the basic package, and then there's other pieces that you can add on, and they're all on tabs, and you can read it before you actually sign up with it. And you can pick every tab this month, and at the end of the month, decide I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need this. Click them all off, and they don't charge you the next month for it.
Nope.
So you can add it as you go along. You're going out of town, you want state nationwide coverage, click it. You're going out of town and you go just to say Florida and you just want protection in Florida, click it. It's that, and I mean that's as adaptable as it gets. It doesn't get any better than that.
Nope.
Whenever you want it, you click it. You don't want it, click it off. You got
Yep.
whatever. Your spouse is automatically part of it right from the beginning, so you can add them on for more details. You'll see it. There's a little bar there, and it tells you each part, what's covered and what's not covered, what do you have to add on, and make you whole, and that's it. It's a
Yeah.
great program. It's a
Pretty
really
damn
good
simple.
program. Yep.
Not rocket science.
Nope.
Beats that USCCA.
Absolutely.
Compare it, and you'd be
Hmm.
surprised. USCCA is a lie. They've been
Hmm.
lying to you guys for years.
And they have plenty of people who work for Right to Bear now that used to work for other protection programs.
They're all dumped and left.
They all left. And I mean, people who were top sellers over there, people who were national salespeople, that they they were winning or earning a lot of money for their prospective customers or specific companies that they work for. They these guys spoken to them. They made a lot of money for these other companies, but they realized and they said that they wanted to work with somebody that they would believe in. They didn't believe in the product. And
Right.
when they started to see what these guys were offering versus what they were hawking, they let it go. Just like that.
It's a scam.
Yep.
So, with that, click on classes, and there you go, Al. It's
The
coming up.
one to one is what we do on a regular basis, and anything else that you see here, we can provide for you or a small group. All three of us. You can ask specifically for somebody if you recognize any of us, or you just sign up and we'll take care of it. And we pretty much show up in mass anyway for some of these classes. The first class will not be August 25th, but since it's in front of me, I will talk about that one. That's the concealed carry. No, go ahead. I'm work with you. Concealed carry, stop the bleed class. It's a very good class, excellent class. It will show you how to carry and use it, just the same as that bundle that you see in that photo right there. How to use a tourniquet and how to use an Israeli gauze. How to stop the bleeding. How to triage not only yourself but other people, so that you don't allow the person to go into shock or for yourself to go in shock. Training, if you look at any of these videos where someone has to medicate themselves or take care of themselves with field medicine, you will notice that the training gives the person the ability not to go in shock because they are prepared and know what to do. When you don't know what to do, you're going to panic, and panic is going to lead you to go right into shock, and that's not what you want. The body will go into shock, it's going to shut down, and it's going to go into try to preserve yourself. And at that point, you may wind up in a coma. And you don't want that. You want to maintain your cool, you want to stop the bleeding, and you want to seek higher medical attention. And that's just how it is. We can scroll down to the next one. I got to send these notifications out too. So the next one is going to be actually the first one, and that's the rifle and PCC class. Bring that long gun out and learn to run it like it's a pistol. Learn to drive that rifle or the PCC like it was a pistol. And that's the guy at the bottom. He'll show you that. It's a full day. It's great to learn the nomenclature of your weapon. Some of you guys I hear making up all kind of terms, and they just point to it so we figure out what's going on, and then we straighten you out. Learn how and what your rifle can do. Some people, everybody knows what offset is, but then when you put it in the play, nobody can hit the target. Like, okay, you can describe it. You heard it said before, but yet when it's time to get it down to the nitty gritty, you can't do it. This class allows you to learn all those things. Learn from close to far and in between, and how to drive the gun. That's the biggest thing, how to drive the gun. And then we will have Stop the Bleed in September. That class is a piggyback to the concealed cast, only that this time you're working in a group And if you look at that picture, you'll see there's smoke in the background. A little bit of chaos, but it's controlled chaos so that nobody get hurt. But at the same time, it can give you some stress so that you have to think, what do I do next? How do I do this? It's something that you've just worked on for the first half of the day. But yet in the second half of the day, we're putting you to the test. And this is the closest thing that we can do to reality. This is the closest we can get to reality without anybody getting shot at, right? We got rounds going off downrange. You got smoke going off. You got people moving to different places, and then you got to get to safety, and then you also have to apply tourniquets, and everybody gets a chance of doing it, and it's great. It's a really good class, and it's an experience that you just can't get from going to any particular classes that we know of. And if you know one of those, let me know. Let me know where you're doing that as well. The last class, and that is the end of the year. It's a rifle and tactical gear class. You bought something from what's it, plates or carriers or chest rig or any equipment, thigh holster, anything you want to wear. Bring it out here. We let it be run through the paces, shooting, rolling, kneeling, moving in coordination with somebody else. The key to this also is that you have to be able to run the gun. So you can't be brand new to rifles. You have to know how to keep that gun up in order, and pistols for that matter too. If something goes wrong, it's a malfunction, it stops firing, you got to get it back up on your own. You get no stopping unless you have what, Rolex, right?
Oh yeah, Rolex. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Only Rolex can call timeout.
You better give me a headache.
Pause. Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
Oh
Rolex
my,
on the ground.
oh
Other than
my
that,
god.
we keep it moving. But no, even then, you got to be able to move and shoot and be coordinated. That's tactical.
And
That's
listen.
tactical.
You gotta be able to
And
listen.
listen and
There's
respond.
got
Right?
be a lot of verbal commands going, and I'm throwing a whole bunch out. So
Yep. And it's on purpose. And the
yeah,
thing too is with most everybody, you hear people talk about tactical, you hear people talk about situational awareness and all these little buzzwords. But then when you ask them what does that really mean and to define it, they give you all kind of hodgepodge. Tactical basically is moving with a purpose and in a formation or being at a certain spot at a particular time. There's tactical going on in football. There's tactical going on in different games because they're working as a team. That's what this is. This what
yeah,
this gives you a glimpse of that because you're not going in the military, but this is training that military people are still using today. And if
yeah.
you don't understand that and you can't get that, don't come. It's okay. It's because the guy at the bottom, he gets the let me see if I can get it. Yeah, he got the knife hand going, and then from the knife hand, he gets that Vader grip, and he actually touches. I've seen him, and toes come off the ground just like Vader. I mean, that's you should be Darth Vader, Dark Vader. I mean, you not be Darth Vader, be Dark Vader. And then we're gonna move to the next frame, and we got the meet and greet coming up. That's April 21st. It's only $30. $30 to come out and work with us. And it's an all day thing from 10 to 5. And we will put some rounds downrange. We have rifle only, with scenarios, a definite 4, potentially 6, depending on how the day goes. And I'm telling you, Mr. Diabolical at the bottom, I've seen some of his stuff before in other trainings and other courses. You said you're going to run it like
We're gonna run it
a
like pistol.
competition, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be ran like competition, but a pistol, rifle pistol match, basically.
Right.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. And it's only $30. And the only reason we're charging $30 is because they charge us $30.
yeah. Money don't even stay in our hands; it goes straight to the range.
Right.
Yeah,
One just for permission.
yeah. We're out there having fun with you guys. So, uh, so
That's
come
gonna be
out
a
there and
good
take
time. So
advantage
come
of
on
it.
out.
If you're new, take advantage of it and get to know us, get to know what we're about, how we are on the range, what type of knowledge we have, because we're definitely going to share some knowledge, but not too much where you guys learn too much knowledge. But it's going to be some tidbits and tricks we're going to tell you guys and show you guys and try to help you guys out and how to shoot the course of fire. And basically, we're just going to have a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? So don't be scared. And go back up to the top, laser engraving. I got a video. Also do plaques, magazines. I did all my magazines. I labeled them all, and I put 300 blackout on my magazines, some 9 millimeter magazines, and I won't say the other brand, but and but I got a show coming up April 18th through the 20th, and I'll be at Jim Miller Park for the Master Gardener show. I got a big old booth out there, so I'll be out there selling a whole bunch of stuff. So that's where I'll be at for 2 days in April. So I'm in the process of trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done right now. A lot of work, but that's where I'll be. All right. And so let's go into the night show. Oh, before we do that, let's thank WK. There he is. Boom. Thank you, my man, for watching the show. Appreciate you. And
Hello.
let me bring up tonight's what we're going to talk about tonight's show. You probably have to scoot up. If you can move your camera, I don't know if he can move his camera down. There he is.
Yeah,
Right.
he's sitting up.
Yeah.
He's leaning
And
Back, my bad.
intro position. He's
yeah.
in the intro position.
Right. Do you carry an EDC knife? You know what I'm saying? And we'll start out with that question first, because a lot of people don't carry EDC knives. I took some tactical classes where if you couldn't get to your gun, they wanted you to get to your EDC knife, especially in like close range, and like if it's a person's up on top of you, you know, or in close proximity, you can't actually draw fast enough, but you can get to your knife and start cutting. You know what I'm saying? Knife is more deadlier than the firearm. You know, if you hit key points, the only you just have to remember, knife don't have kinetic energy, so it won't get the kinetic energy hit with a person. And the person might not even realize they're already dead and bleeding out until maybe a minute or so. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then they start losing consciousness or whatever after that. But you got to look at it'll be a delayed thing. You can't just stab somebody and thinking it's going to be over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-mm.
What do you guys take on that?
Yeah, I agree with you. On that same, I was getting Rumble up some of the
Okay.
folks on Instagram.
Okay.
But on that same note, one of the things that I like the EDC, not necessarily for self defense, but little things that come up and you just need to cut something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's overkill with opening the mail with
Mm-hmm.
some. I got this thing here is probably $300, and I don't even know the name of it. It's you heard of ZT?
Nah, I
Omar?
never heard
He's
of no.
he's the product guy. He know all these products. It's a
I was gonna
CZT.
say
Right?
CZT.
Yeah, it's a nice knife.
You
Well, if
never heard.
it's three, if it's, I think I've seen those across the
Fucking
street.
It,
butter
yeah,
knife.
it's got plenty of material in it. It's got some chrome moly something other 640 55. I'm not a product guy. I'm an end user, right? But it's nice. I've snapped a couple in the past. I like Benchmade as throwing out names and things like that. I heard you guys talking about it earlier. But it's good to have because you never know when it. And I've had some really nice knives in the past, and they wind up in the back seat of cabs. Not Uber. This is before Uber was even formed. This is years ago in the '90s, and it was nice. It was a birthday gift. Put it in my pocket. It was little clip on thing when they first came out. I was having a good time. I got up, got out the cab.
It was there.
Oh shit! Called the cab.
Still in the
It's in the
cab.
back seat of the cab.
Did
Yeah,
you get it
Habib
back?
got it. Habib got it.
You get it back?
Habib got it.
Oh, Habib got it. Yeah, he's cutting his
Yeah.
he's
Oh
cutting
yeah.
his
His
what's that?
shawarma.
No, not
Shawarma.
shawarma.
Shawarma King.
Euro meat with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um,
This some shit. So that's the
yeah,
last. And I bought this one because the clip on this one, that was one of the things I was going to talk about as we get into it a little bit more, is the design of the knife and how it fits. And I didn't know that when I first got it. It was a gift from somebody, and I put it on, and the clip was loose, but I thought that was cool. And when I sat down, it just worked its way out of my pocket. So you have to pay attention to the type of clip it is and the direction that the blade comes out. That should be against your seam. That way, it
mm-hmm,
helps keep the knife. If you go reach in your pocket, you don't cut yourself. This knife
mm-hmm,
is extremely sharp, and whatever carbon something filled thingamajiggy, whatever keeps a nice blade, that's what this is. And that's what I like. I like sharp knives because when you need it, you don't need to be sawing with a damn knife. It need to be a
Now,
very
so
precious.
is it fixed blade, serrated edge? What
This
is
one
it?
is uh non-serrated, but it's assisted. So if
Hmm.
I tap this little tail on it,
Oh,
it
I
comes out on
think
its own.
yeah. Matter of fact, I have one of
You saw it.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a knife just like that. I
Hmm.
ended
It
up
looks like
breaking
that's
the
steel.
first one. I ended up getting a new one. Yeah.
Probably.
So
And Mike was the one that got me to reevaluate it. And most of you guys know Mike from
yeah, yeah, he's a
Instagram.
big time knife guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
made me reevaluate. We were talking about it, and one of the things you guys were saying earlier about knife fighting and all. One of the things that happens is if you have a knife, and even a person with a gun, and the knife is already out, and they're within 3 feet of you,
You're
fight that
dead.
motherfucker. Don't
Yeah.
fight him. You gotta fight him. Don't go for that gun.
Oh, you got to fight. You
You
can't.
gotta
Don't even
fight
go
him.
for your gun.
Yep.
You got to
You
control
get
that
that gun
knife.
out when you get a chance, but you shouldn't be
Yeah.
reaching for that gun because you'll die reaching for that gun.
Yeah. He'll
Yeah.
he'll get you a neck stab or hit you
Yep.
straight in your
And he don't
heart.
have to be skilled. He just got to
No.
be willing. It don't have
Yeah.
to be a skilled fighter. It don't have to be some Brazilian knife fighter or anything like that. It's
Hmm.
just some guy that with a knife, whether he's doing an overhand or he's poking you. You're fucked if you're trying to reach for this gun. You got one hand reaching hand, one hand parlaying. You're in trouble.
And most of
Fight
you
him
guys, when you
until you
reach
get a
for guns, you're
chance.
stationary anyway. You're not
Yep.
moving.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So yeah.
And I
And
heard somebody. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's one of the biggest thing when you have a confrontation. Always watch the person's hands. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
never take your eyes off their hands. You know, you can look in their eyes, that's fine, but you need to be watching their hands because the hands is the key. It's going to tell you what's going on.
Yep.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
and on the same note as that, as far as diffusing it, if you look at somebody's hands instead of looking them in the eye, you will let them know that you're paying attention to them, and may or
Hmm.
may not. They just go because they can't find a opening with you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
look them in the eyes, and they realize that you can't see below here because you're staring them in the eyes, and you giving them the same shit they're giving you, and you give them the evil
Hmm.
eye. They like, oh yeah, this is my time. But when you
Yeah.
look down,
It's
and
a
they're
lot
looking
of.
at those hands, and you're looking to see, I'm watching you, I'm seeing your hands. What do you want to do? They realize this is somebody that's prepared, even if you
Hmm.
ain't got it, but you just want to pretend that you
Yeah.
got it, and you're
It's
taking a
it's a
look.
it's a lot of
You ready
key
to run?
indicators that give up
Yeah,
that fight is about to go south.
exactly.
And the hands are one of them, but it's
Hmm.
it's a footwork, shoulders. It's a lot of
Look,
different things.
looking for places to get away.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the door before I go to the door because I just want to
Hmm.
make sure it's still there. And that's the same thing when we see Al. We talked about this one time before with new people. They touch their gun all the time because they want to make sure
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
still there. You got a gun
Right.
belt. You got a gun belt, and you got a holster on. You're good, but they still reach around. They touch it, and you go, oh,
Hmm.
okay, new gun owner, huh?
Yeah. So WK said he carries an EDC knife 24/7. It's an automatic Crenshaw Western. So
Oh,
that's the one that you push the button and it comes straight out. I think that's
mm-hmm.
right. I think that's right. Am I right? WK.
I
Yeah,
think
that's why I.
Kershaw. Kershaw is a good name too.
Mhm.
let's say
Yeah, I
automatic. I think it folds out of the side.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the
folds to the
one,
side.
There's
it
automatic
folds
Uh,
from
it,
out of the
like
side.
this one. It's the sister.
Yeah, but
So
this
it
they.
is
has a
this,
button.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
They're really nice
Uh,
blades. They come out. I mean,
right. So you guys consider
yeah,
if you're going to carry an EDC, what are you going to use it for? You're going to use it for stabbing, slashing, or those are the main two things: stabbing and slashing.
Right.
So
That's for
stabbing,
defense.
huh?
For your
Yeah, you're not
defense.
gonna be a serial killer with it. But I'm just saying it's self defense. You can still, yeah, say, yep, it's an automatic blade. Yeah, and
yeah,
so stabbing and slashing, and so slashing, you have key in the places where you're gonna be cutting at. So you need something. A lot of guys is carrying the karambats knives, and they have the modified karambat knives where they have
Mm-hmm.
the knuckles, and now the ones they have they're based straight. It's almost like a spike now. It's like a 3-inch spike that's on the end. It'll
Mm-hmm.
cover these. It'll cover the trigger finger and the finger below the trigger finger, and so you'll still have a knuckle proportion for a pressure point, but you'll also have the spike for spiking the carotid artery or under the armpit and the heart. And so now you have the slashing, knives. You have the combat knives. So those are usually they're trying to cut the major artery underneath the arm or the throat on both sides, even. And then you also have the inner thigh cuts. Either way you go, you still cut somebody there. They still gonna have a minute to 2 minutes to react. You know what I'm saying? Because one, adrenaline is gonna keep them pumping. But if you hit the major artery, it's gonna shoot out. They're not gonna know they're dead, and they can still fight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that video where the guy went in to rob a jewelry store, and he getting the shootout with the security guard. Security guard catches him in the neck, blood's oozing out. This
Yeah,
dude's
I remember
holding
that.
it, and he continues to fight until he shoots the guard, and then he tries to leave, and then he passes out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was over. If you time it, it was over a minute while
Yep.
he was still fighting. You know what
Frightening.
I'm saying? Yeah,
It
and
is.
they exchange I don't know how many rounds back and forth fighting
A
each
lot
other.
of shooting.
Yeah, so
Al,
you
you
got
you a knife guy. Do you carry more than one knife at a time?
than you, Omar. Who, me?
No, you. Al.
Oh,
He said
me?
he was talking about you.
No. Oh, me. I carry. It depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing.
So it's
It
just say
might
on
be.
a regular basis. Not. I seen your loadouts. I seen a couple of your loadouts.
It's
and
gonna
it's
be
like,
two. It's gonna be two. It's one for
yeah.
each hand.
hmm
Yeah. So I do it one for each hand. So I
Yeah.
have
Is that
you
just
know
in case you have to fight that way, or just
yes.
because?
If
Okay.
I'm gonna have to fight that way, I get on the ground. I know I can go to my left without crossing over, and then I can take my left hand and go to my left side. I don't have to cross over to my right. I can go to my right and pull something out too. Yeah. If I
So
can't
that
get to the big baby,
right.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
what. Right. That's why I knew. I've seen some of your items. So
Hmm.
that's the same way I look at it with my like this gear that the everyday stuff, and then that futuristic potential. Maybe if I ever have to get down with like this, there's one on each side. There's one
Hmm.
that I can get. It's not in the same place. There's one on the what's this thing up here? My chest rig, and then there's one
Hmm.
on my belt, and the one on the belt's on the right side, and I used to have it on the left because I only carried one. Now that I have
Hmm.
one on the chest rig, I put that one on the chest rig, and it's on the left side, and then and that's upside down, so I can pull that straight down, and then the right one. And every once in a while, when I'm alone by myself in the dark, I work them. I work them out. I work them
Oh,
out.
you
Pull
do
one
all
down,
that?
pull one out. Right, just
Okay.
so that I know where they are. Because if you don't
Right.
do that on a regular basis,
Yeah.
if shit hit the fan, they don't mean nothing that this one is upside down and this one is right side up. It don't mean nothing because you're not going to get it.
Okay.
And both of those are benchmades.
Hmm.
One's an older
Mm.
benchmade and one is a new one. One I think is called a Dom, but straight. That's the reason why I bought all this is they're straight. I got straight knives. Al, what kind of knives you got? Your knife straight?
Um, I carry one straight, one curve.
Oh, I knew it was gonna be a curve. I knew
Yeah.
it. You look like a whole freaky curve guy.
It's a crumpet. And the reason why I carry that is
That's a mean
because,
thing too. I know what karambit you got. That's mean.
yeah,
That
yeah,
joke is. It looked like it came right from the motherland.
right.
Hmm
Because I want that. That's my power hand goes to that, and the straight blade is for. I'm going for the heart at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll break it off
hmm
in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
So
that's you got to say pause at this point, bro. There's too much. There's too
yeah,
much
pause.
content there. We ain't have no
Pause.
pause.
I'll break it off deep.
Oh Lord. Oh man.
So
Ah.
with that, we got to look at a lot because there's a lot of knives out there on the market,
hmm
and so do you go with something cheap or
Nope.
do you go with something quality? You know what I'm saying? The WK that said something. He said, "In my go bag, I carry a Glock combat knife." Oh yeah, that's the bayonet. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are
That is
pretty
blades.
impressive. Yeah, they're nice blades. And now the only thing about a bayonet style knife, if you ever stab somebody and hit them in the lung, it might get stuck. So be very
hmm
careful of that, especially if it doesn't have a blood groove in it. And that's
Right.
what the blood grooves are for, so oxygen can get in between the blade and the flesh, so you can pull it back out. So um, yeah, the British learned about that when they used to do bayonet training. When they made their bayonets, they just stick them in, and they had to stick their foot on the guy's chest to pull it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. hmm
Back
Yeah,
to
they'll
And that's
doing
stick
the
where if
in
you
there.
look at some
Yeah.
of these, they have that that drain on the side of the blade,
Hmm.
especially like the K bars. That
Yeah.
I remember.
Hmm.
What's that called? You know it.
It's a blood
That's an
groove.
area so that you can do what you just said. There you go,
It's
right.
called a blood
So that
groove.
you can draw the gun out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Not gun, a knife.
I said draw
Oh,
the knife out. Yeah,
yeah.
I did say
Right.
that though. I heard
So it
myself. I
don't
was like,
get
that's a
stuck
gun.
because the suction will just stick it in there. So just remember that when stabbing in certain areas. That's why
And
you
the
really
thing
not.
too, what you just said is another part. Is the mental. You know, if you look at crimes committed and demographics, more women that use knives than men, and the reason why, psychologically, they want to feel your pain. So when you go to stab
Oof.
somebody, that's up close and personal because
And they go
they get
berserk.
crazy.
They'll go
Right.
berserk
Yep.
and
Yeah.
stab,
Exactly.
stab, stab. You don't realize you just been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk around that
Mm-hmm.
talking smack. Next thing you know, you
Mm-hmm.
passing out looking like a fool. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah,
and I'm sure everybody saw that New York City subway incident, and the dude got shanked up in the back. I don't know. She shivved him up like she was in Rikers. That chick hit him 4 or 5 times real smooth, like tap, 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 tap. And you could see he got up. You just stabbed me. He's able to talk to her, and she said, "No, no, I didn't do nothing." And he's like, "You stabbed me," and they go back and forth, and you see him. He get a little
he
green.
passed out. He got woozy. Yep.
Yeah, woozy, and he got it together again. He goes to his car. He goes to his jacket. Finally, goes to his inner pocket, to the inside pocket, to the outer pocket, to the secure secret pocket, and gets his gun out. And he turns around, and that's why the other dude was able to snatch it from him. Dude, he ain't no
Yeah.
strength.
Hmm.
He's
Yeah.
bleeding almost a minute at this point. By this time, he goes back
Right.
to get the gun. By the time he remember where the damn thing is, and go through all his little pockets and cargos, and gets the gun out, he turns around, and he's damn drunk
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's bleeding out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Post
Yeah.
drunk.
And that's how people don't realize it. When she hit him at least
Oh.
4 times that I could count,
Yeah.
and right in the back. So there's a
Hmm.
lot of good stuff back there that doesn't need to have knife punctions in it. It needs
Right.
to
That's
be
why they're in
whole.
the back of you
Yep.
because yeah,
You're supposed
yeah,
to
it's
be
a
able to
lot of
defend
vital
in the
organs
front.
back there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she got him good. And I mean, he
Hmm.
sent him to the hospital. I
Hmm.
don't think he died yet, or I don't
Yeah.
think he died at all.
So like WK said, it's better than a knife. Use an ice pick. Yes,
Mm.
they do make custom ice picks.
Mm-hmm.
You can find them all the time on eBay,
Yep.
and I
And
think
Etsy.
Etsy might have them. And you can get custom ice picks. These things are beautiful. There's some of
Defensive
the
weapon too.
beautiful made stuff. I have a few. I don't like carrying them because they're so beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And um, you're gonna lose it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I don't
True.
want to lose it. It's a work of art to see it. You know what I'm saying?
That guy,
And
Range 351 used to carry. He had a couple guys that were making them. They
hmm
were real works of art.
they are works of art. The best you're gonna, yeah, they're great to use because you can use them in a lot of different applications, and a lot of people don't even realize how much damage an ice pick can do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And especially on the front of the body, because you got the liver, you got the kidneys right there. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff right there. And on the opposite side of the heart, just to let you know. And and so there's a whole bunch of stuff there that ice pack can actually get to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking
Yeah.
about above the neck that there's stuff
And that's
there.
deep too.
Right. Yeah. So but it's always a key. Take out the eyes and the fight will stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little secret. And so where you guys carry at? Um, me, I don't carry on my belt. I got enough stuff on my belt. I'm already looking like Batman. And so I keep them in my pockets. You know what I'm
My
saying?
ADC is in the front. My ADC knife's in the front pocket too, and I
Yeah,
keep
it's
it
in
on
my
the
front
left
pocket.
side just in case there's things that we spoke about. Just in case I have to get to the somebody pins me or gets on
Yeah.
my right side. I can't get the gun out. At least I can make space with this
Hmm.
knife and get them off me and get the gun out.
Right.
That's how I
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I carry in the same place all the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All the time. I never switch places. Whereas like
Yep.
a lot of people like they have their summer EDC and their winter EDC, their springtime EDC. No, mine's
Mm-hmm.
EDC for EDC. It's the same thing every day. It gets boring. I don't care. I'll never change it. You know what I'm saying?
How
So
do you sharpen your knife?
knife sharpener. I have some. I
You
bought
could do
some.
the wet board or the wet rock.
My
W
dad used to
H
do
E
that.
T.
I've gotten 21st century, so I went out and bought some diamond sticks. Get the
Mm-hmm.
diamond sticks, or I have a diamond. It's a
This right
collapsible.
here. This right here.
Oh
I
no,
have
I'm
a
I don't
telling you
have
right
that.
now. I'm
Do you
telling
have
you,
that?
every knife in my house gets this. Gets
Is
this
that
right here.
electric? Electric?
Yes,
That's like a
electric.
Dremel drill or
Yeah,
something
listen, I
like
got
that.
an electric one.
And
Yeah,
it will not let you mess it up. You see this groove right here?
Yeah, but
Let me see if
a diamond stick or a diamond, uh, you know,
you see that the
yeah.
guide. As long as your
Hmm?
blade is alongside of here, it's at the proper angle, and you'll get 15 to 30-degree angles. And you can broaden it out. This thing here can be changed, and I'm telling you, it gives you a razor sharp on anything that you want, from kitchen knives to EDC to
say
I
hatchets.
did I did my K bar on it. I'm telling you, bro. That, and you know that thing, whatever material that's it holds a blade. It holds a cut, and that
Hmm.
thing is sharp. It and that thing I recommend it to everybody. You can find out that's a middle one. There's one for $80. That's a 140. I think that one was, and there's one that's bigger than that. That's 200. You can actually sharpen your blades for your lawnmower on that, on the big one.
I just buy
I
new
like it.
blades.
Yeah, well, you big
Right.
daddy, bro.
No, you just get them off of
Some
eBay for like $19.
some people
You know what I'm
have to
saying?
do. Some
Huh?
people have to sharpen them.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna show you. This is what. This is one on one I carry in my EDC bag. Um, let's see. I carry something like this in my EDC bag.
Hmm.
Okay. Is this
Yeah,
a
I have a couple of those.
diamond grit sharpener?
Hmm.
Yeah. And these are pretty nice to have in your EDC bag, and you need to resharpen a knife after you use it and stuff. So
But see,
you
on the
know,
average person using that, if they don't know the proper angle, they're gonna dull that blade out. You have
yeah,
experience with that. If you
yeah.
don't know the proper angle with that, and that's why with that, I don't even know the name of it. I just know how to find it. I think it's called a workshop. With that thing, you get those guides in there, and once you lay
Hmm.
that blade right alongside that guide, it's 13. You can change it. I think it adjusts from 15 to 30 degrees.
Hmm.
You can even get another piece to put in it that comes with it, and you get the 45 depending on the size of the blade.
Is
So
it pretty
I'm telling
much
you,
easy to set up for the angles, or do you have
yes,
to? Yeah.
it's already set up for you. All you gotta do is when you put the attachments on, you stick
Hmm.
them down. It's already angled out, and you just
Mm.
put the blade right alongside of it, and it just starts taking off that material. You'll see it, and
Okay. What's the name of that
you
again?
can change
Uh,
Work sharp.
I don't-
workshop,
Workshop.
and yep, sharp
Oh,
SHRP,
sharp.
and you can change the bands on it. So if you want something a little bit more gritty, you want
80
something to
grit.
cut off a little piece of, you get that. Yeah. Oh yeah, man, bro. I'm telling you, when I first time I used it, I was sold. I was like, I'm gonna get one of these because I
Mm.
came home and I did every knife in the drawer. We got a cutting block, we got knives in the drawer. I sharpened everything. I got every knife, every little pocket knife out. I got every. It was so much, and I'm telling you, they go right through paper like nothing.
Mm.
And they,
I've
it
never
is
heard of this at all.
yeah, man. And that, if you have an EDC and you want it to be sharp, because if you need it, whether you have to cut a seatbelt off or you just opening a damn envelope, you want it to work right from the beginning. You don't want to go back and forth sawing a damn
Yeah.
with a pocket knife.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thought. Never even thought about a
Hmm.
tool like this. You got me thinking now.
Yeah, and all your household knives. That was
Hmm.
one of the bigger things. My mother-in-law was giving me the business because we had this one of her favorite knives in the house. Every time she uses it, it used to be really sharp. And then one day she's basically hacking it, and I looked over and I'm like, wow. I said, gotcha. And dude, I'm telling you,
Mm.
it's like 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I got to 10, take it off that joke, and it's like shing. Now you got a Ginsu.
Hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm telling you, bro,
And it
it's
also
gonna
does
hold you.
serrated blades.
Yes.
I'm watching.
All the
This is
attachments on there. Yeah.
this is amazing.
Dude, a
See, and
buck
that's the reason why I
fifty.
have the diamond rod, because diamond
Yeah,
rods does serrated blades. Yeah.
yep. Because you
And
could
I
just
have a
reach right inside that little area and
yeah.
take a little bit off, and it's sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
I, I went through the long way with wet blades, the diamond blade or the
Whetstone.
diamond the stones, bro. watching television with no YouTube back in my day, and as a kid, and I tore up some Rambo knives. I mean, they
I've
were
never destroyed a
garbage.
knife. I've never destroyed a knife.
Well, it didn't
Never.
destroy it. It didn't catch a. It didn't catch a blade. It didn't cut a. Didn't get an edge on it because I was at
Mm,
the wrong angle. Then I met somebody, and they were like, "Oh no, you got to hold it." I'm like, "Angle? What angle?" And they showed me. Then I got it back. But at that time, before that, I'm doing it on just watching TV, just whittling it down like Tom Sawyer did. Oh yeah, all you got to do is do like this. And what about this one? You see guys go to sharpen a knife, and they take two knives together and they bang them together. All you did was dull both of them.
hmm
Let's say it doesn't look like that's gonna help.
There's no that one of them has to have one has to take something off the other. When we hear the term iron sharpens iron, yeah,
hmm
one of them has to be at an angle in order to sharpen the other one. So one is going to get sharpened and the other one is not going to be sharpened. You see? So
Right.
that's the thing when I hear that, it's like, okay, so one of you basically is a tick and you're going to feed off the other one because you can't take two pieces of iron and rub them together and then one of them, they're both going to be sharp. It's not going to happen. One's going to be dull and the other one's going to get sharpened.
Well, that's what they did in the olden days.
You think they
Or
rub two
they
pieces
used
of
to
metal
use sand.
together?
They used to use sandstone.
Well, yeah,
So
yeah. Well, that's it. Something that's
Yeah.
gritty that's going to take something
yeah.
off of the sharp one. In
Right.
order to sharpen it, you're removing some pieces,
Yeah.
very fine, but you're removing
Yeah.
piece of it in order to
Yeah.
hone it into a nice little blade.
hmm Yeah. This is pretty neat, man. You got me researching this. This is
You're welcome.
I've never known this to exist.
And the
That's-
guy Ken Onion is a part of it, and he's like a master knife
I got one
maker
of
in
his
America.
blades.
Really good dude, man. Really good. I read some stuff about him, and you look at all the stuff they can go into the metallurgy of it, and you feel it. And I mean, it's really good stuff.
Man, you're gonna have me cut my fingers off, dude. That's what you're gonna have me cut my fingers off, man. Man, we really went into this EDC knife thing. Do we have
Yeah,
enough
man.
time for the next subject? You think?
Yeah, let's kick it.
All
Or we
all
can
right,
keep going with this. Either one.
all right, yeah.
Either way,
Yeah, the phone
Yeah.
lines are open, guys. If you guys want to call in 446920561. And yeah, we can just keep going this. We'll talk about the next subject next week. And
Yeah, and that keep it going.
yeah. And yeah, I mean
but
that
the other thing you said too earlier is something to touch on, as we say, double back, is training. Because you said you went, and I've gone to training. Because there's certain things that you learn that your mind helps your mindset, and the mindset is overall what we have to continue no matter what we're doing with this. When we go from subject to subject, all of it has mindset somewhere in there, right? And you have to be willing to defend yourself. One of the things that you learn when you go to these classes is that if you get in a fight with a knife, you're going to get cut, and you just got to make up your mind that that's going to happen. You can't. You can dodge and jump.
if they have a
all you
knife,
want,
yes, but if
the
they
potential
don't
to get
have a
cut is
knife,
high.
yeah, it's very high. And
That's what I'm
also
talking about.
that's why first strike is always the key.
Right. I'm talking about them having a knife, not you.
Oh yeah, them having a knife, I'm just shooting them.
But what about if you don't have? But see, that's my point.
you're in a
That's
tussle,
that's the thing. What about work? Right.
Right.
Because I know you, and the only
Yeah.
time that you would probably be vulnerable is at work. And
Yeah,
if you
but-
got even another employee who just lost his
I
mind,
can't
all
talk
of a
about
sudden,
that.
I know you
talk
can't, but I'm doing it. That's what I'm saying. You get another employee that loses his mind, and you got to fuck with him, and he's got a knife. Even
I'll
a
tell you
damn,
guys off air about that.
no, we're not going that far.
no.
I'm talking about a general hypothetical situation.
Right.
A general hypothetical situation. Thank you, WK. I'll bring.
Okay, yeah,
that up
I was gonna mention that here in a minute. Before Al finishes his
go ahead.
thought, hit the thumbs up, everybody. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up on Rumble. And I know you guys are watching on Rumble. I can see you guys watching on Rumble. And hit the thumbs up on YouTube if you're watching over there. If you're not watching over there, you're gonna be watching this as a you're not watching it live and you're watching the playback.
Mhm.
Hit the thumbs up. Doesn't hurt. We appreciate you.
And we
Thank you.
appreciate you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Absolutely.
if
Go
you're
ahead,
in
Al.
a situation and you're in a non-permissive area and you can't have a firearm with you, and you get into a fight, first thing you want to do is put something between you and the person, right?
Right.
If you can. If you can't, all right. But your mind has to be made up that if you should get cut, I'm going to say it that way. If you should get cut, you're going to continue fighting.
Yes.
Just because this motherfucker stabbed me don't mean I'm dying. That's the
Yeah,
way
you
he
got
has
to
to
be
look
in
at it.
rage. Get the
Yep.
rage, guys.
And as you said, you got to bring the hate
Got
because
to bring the hate.
at this point, it is the only thing that's gonna save you.
And it's not like the movies. I mean, when you
No,
stab somebody, you may not even see a reaction.
you didn't
You may
see a
not even,
reaction with that guy. That
and
guy
you,
still
yeah,
kept punching the other guy. The
right.
girl came up behind him, chick, 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 chick. She stabbed him up 4 times, and he
And,
continued punching the other guy.
and you may not see the blood either.
No,
And so don't just think you stab him, boom, and it's all the fight's over. No, it's
no.
not. You
It's
know what I'm
not over.
saying? So it's not over.
Mm-hmm.
TV got you guys all screwed up.
Yeah.
Don't go by that TV.
And
You know
the
what I'm
other thing
saying?
is, if you have to be the person that uses a knife, you got to be decisive. You can't be thinking maybe I just a little slice here. It's reactionary. It's
Hmm.
reactionary because if it's not reactionary, it's not worth it. It's not
Right.
if you're not gonna. You at this point you can't talk your way out of it. So you have to
Yeah.
respond to the action that this person is giving you.
Right. Yeah, you got to look at any stabbings
Mm-hmm.
where the guy is trying to really immobilize somebody. There is multiple stabbings, and they go hog wild vicious. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's not a
Look
pretty.
what where was it? Was it Chicago? Just a few days ago, they had four or five people,
Oh, yeah, the
four
guy
people killed,
Yeah,
killed
yeah. We
one
nine
went on a
people
spree.
stabbed.
5 hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he murdered those.
and just right and with a knife, and these
Yeah,
were unsuspecting, and apparently, even to this point with the investigation, no ties from the
no, it was
suspect
just
to
it was
this.
random. It was
Right,
random. So
and
a
this is
lot
what
of
you live.
people,
This is what we're living in.
and a lot of people, if you watch some of the videos of people when they get stabbed, they just stand there like, what you just do? They don't
Right.
even register that they've been stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of them running away from, they'll just stand there, and the guy stabs them again and again and
Mm-hmm.
again. You know, it's like, oh man,
Yep. And
come on,
you
dude.
gotta believe it when it's happening. You
Yeah.
can't be in disbelief. Something I'm gonna throw out there. Maybe this will spark my man over here to my this one here being to my right.
Oh.
A lot of the folks that are coming here love knives.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yes.
they grow up with them,
They
and
can't buy them.
and
Well,
they're
they can't.
usually given a knife when they're 15, and they can't have firearms, so they're gonna
Yes, that's
defend
what I was about to
themselves
say.
somehow.
Right,
They're
because
gonna
they're
Yeah.
defend
most of them
themselves
don't
somehow.
have green cards and they're illegal.
Mm-hmm.
They can't have firearms, so they're gonna
Yep,
buy knives.
they have a knife, and every homeless person that I ever encountered as an officer had
Has
some
a
type of
knife.
sticky icky. We call them
Yeah,
sticky
Yep.
ickies
and
because
it's
they have
rusty.
some
They
nasty,
peed on it.
like one of those
They
what do you
peed
call
on it.
them
Ugh.
bolts,
Yeah,
those
Ugh.
things that we used to use to
they
keep the
wipe their
steel
butts
down.
with it.
Stop
Huh?
it. Those
Just
things we used to use the spikes. They would
Oh,
find those
some type of
spikes on the
spikes.
ground,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they would sharpen those jokers, and they would hold on to them, and they'd
Hmm.
have them in their sleeve in the wintertime,
Yeah,
where they just walked around all day long holding on to this thing in their sleeve, and it's crazy because when you found it, it would if it didn't terrify you or shake you up, you were a fool, because
yeah.
at
'Cause-
any moment they worked with you because where you treated them. So if you treat them decently, they went along with it. And
mhm.
even
Don't
with a pat down,
disrespect them.
you talk to them like
Right.
a human. Then you pat them down, and they're loose in their head. So when you go to pat them down and you find it, they don't trip. They just look at you. So I wasn't going to use that on you. You're all right with
Oh,
me.
so you said
They
they
would say
have it,
that.
and when you pat them down,
Oh
they never say
yeah.
anything.
They would look
Oh
at you and
wow.
go like, because they were so loose that they were looking like I wasn't going to use it. Like, motherfucker, I'm
Right.
a goddamn uniform police officer. You stand here with this shit in your hand, but I wasn't going to use it on you, man. And they really thought that meant we cool. Like,
But that's the
yeah.
same
no.
thing that we feel when we
Yeah.
talking to police officers and we got guns on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the
I'm not
crazy
going to
thing
use it.
was,
If I was going to use it, it's been already done by now.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
you wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. That's how these folks felt when they were talking to me. And when I'm like,
Hmm.
dude,
Yep.
you seriously had this in your hand while I was talking, but I wasn't going to use it on you, man. You cool with me?
Right.
And that's
Right.
damn near verbatim. And I'm like, phew. All right, well, let's put it down on the floor right here while we talk, okay?
Yeah. It's gonna make me feel better.
Right, because I might say something that may piss you off in a minute or two. So why don't we just put
Yeah.
that down here?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a trip, man.
we were
Then
talking
you
about
got,
training.
oh yeah, training. There's a lot of companies out there that trains a lot of these knife fighters. You can take some knife fighting classes and stuff. Anytime I see a guy out on the street with 3 or 4 knives on him, don't mess with that person
Right.
because that's a
Then
knife
you
fighter.
encountered one of them a few months ago.
Who?
You at the sandwich shop.
What?
You were
Oof.
getting a sandwich from Publix, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now that
See,
guy, he had a gun on his. He was just looking weird.
he
He
was a
wasn't a
white
knife
blade,
fighter.
wasn't
No, but you ever been in the knife shows? You go to
he?
the knife shows and you see those guys, they got knives. The guy have a
Hmm.
knife in each pocket. He'll have one on his belt, then one on each side. You know
And
that's
one of different variation got a fixed blade. He's got
mm-hmm.
a folder, and his
Mm-hmm.
folder is the same length of his fixed blade. When he
Mm-hmm.
finally gets the folder out, it's damn near 14 inches.
Right.
It don't be
Those are
right.
serious dudes.
Mhm.
Those
Oh
are some
yeah,
serious dudes.
yeah.
I saw a guy like that at where did I go? I went to go buy some shoes. It's one of these exclusives. It's like a hunting store. I go in there, the black guy. I look first thing I saw, he had the knife, and the knife was in its back. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
I was like, huh. I looked at it and I
damn.
looked at him and I said, you're a knife fighter, aren't you? He said, yeah, I got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I said,
Hmm.
okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? Because he
Right.
had it where he'll see the customers and they wouldn't see the knife. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? But
Yeah.
it was exposed. You
hmm.
know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, I know what type of dude this is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He'll get you.
Hmm.
Be
He
quick
will
with it.
get you. Yeah. So yeah,
So,
those guys. Hmm?
go ahead. I'm
Oh,
done.
I was just saying those guys are out there, and a lot of those guys got fixed blades. They don't have and that's another reason you see these guys with the fixed blades, and
Hmm.
they're short fixed blades, 4 inches, 5 inches. They're deadly with them, and these things they may look like butter knives, but they have an edge on them because they made out. Sometimes these guys got that high temper hardened steel. Even
Damascus.
yeah, or the titanium blades, even.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cut through bone. And
Hmm.
you got to really be careful of those guys. You'll see them when you see them
Hmm.
because they carry their knives exposed. They're not concealed. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Because
You will see.
they want ready access to them.
Yeah, they want ready access to it,
Hmm.
and so they
Hey,
they
Omar,
don't
do you
try.
guys sell Bally songs?
Talking to you, Omar.
No.
Butterfly knives?
Got Benchmade. There might be something like that across the street, but
Okay.
I
The ones that
don't know.
they basically, was it Filipino? I think it
Yeah,
started it.
those
It
butterfly knives are cheap. They're horrible, man.
Yeah, but they make some really nice ones that
I'm
are
about to say
very
we got
sharp.
some butterfly
Oh
knives.
my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, here we go. WK.
Yeah.
Beware of the little Asian guy with the butterfly
See,
knife.
thank you, bruh. The
The
Bally
song.
song
The song
is
knives.
is a bad thing, bro, because not only is you have to
Let me
worry
pull
about the
that up.
blade, but the handles. If you hit, if the handles are like nunchucks, if in
Hmm.
the proper hands, if they hit you with that, it hurts, and then the blade is there, and then
Mm,
they could turn it into it and turn. They say he sells it. They're about
mm.
$200. See, I
Yeah,
ain't talking about
two
them
hundred
cheap.
dollars for one of those knives.
That they're good ones. I'm not talking about you can get the little cheap ones on when we were younger. They were sold in the back of karate magazines. All the karate
Oh,
magazines were selling them. $19,
right.
you get one of these, right?
I've
They had
never
little
seen a good
plastic
one.
handles.
I've never
The
seen a
one
good one.
that WK is talking about, those things probably have what's that? G10 composite handles, like
Mm,
real good stuff. That you get a grip on that and it ain't going nowhere.
right.
I've even seen them with pearl grips and different steels with holes and designs put in. And I'm telling you that's another blade that holds a nice edge to it, and that be careful because
Yeah, the ballet
it's out
songs
and
can.
cut you before you even know it happened. And when you
Right.
said something just now about being cut real fast, made me think of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it'd be ugly.
It's a and the same thing. And you got somebody that knows what they're doing with it, man. Just that's the time you negotiate
Hmm.
before you
Yeah.
get it
Let's
out,
get
or
some
grab them.
distance. Get
Yep,
some
grab them.
distance.
If you're that close to them, grab them. Don't let them get to
Yeah.
it because
Because a knife.
they need space to get to work.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah, that's true. But a knife fighter is going to try to get close to you.
Right.
They're always going to try to get close.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
got to,
So, or a
and
jujitsu guy, and a jujitsu guy is another one. They're going to try to get
mhm,
close to you. So just always keep your space. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Not 15
Well,
yards.
speaking of space, how far do you have to be away in order for you to be safe?
Hey,
Whew.
You give me 20, 25 yards, I'm good.
So yeah, I'm sure the average person, so, dude, that is almost impractical. You can't even talk to somebody. 25 yards. Yo, my man, let me talk to you real quick. No, stay
Nope.
right there. You good?
No,
Stay over
yeah,
there.
dude, I have done that. I have done that. I've had people walk up on me, one that that's trying to bum money and stuff, and I'd be like,
Right,
stop, stay over there, stop, and I'm backing
right.
up or
hmm
walking to an angle, and I'm looking around trying to figure out, okay, is this a setup? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
You have
Truly.
to. Yep.
So,
But that same thing, because I was going to bring up one of the final things that will take us home with this is the Tula drill that we marry the
man,
firearms
that
with.
Tula drill is not good.
It does. It has its merits. It has its merits, and I know
It has this.
the new age has put holes in it. But it back in the '80s, it was the
Yes,
shit
that's because
because
everybody was carrying revolvers back in the '80s and
not only that, but
cheap
their
guns.
training doctrines had to change
Mm-hmm.
because it was stand and deliver. All the Georgia, Maryland, Virginia, everybody's
Moving.
qualification course had no movement in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
that gave rise to police departments looking at the game guys,
mm-hmm.
IDPA, IPSC back then.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at these guys that how fast and lethal they were on paper and cardboard, and
Mm-hmm.
to see if some of those skills can transfer over to real world, to police
And most
officers.
police officers draw before they even the action. Their guns are already out. They're already doing. And for
If
us,
they're smart.
that'd be an aggravated assault for us.
Yeah, but there's a
So
difference between a sworn
yeah,
member of the government and then the rest of us. But what
yeah.
I'm saying is the Tula drill had its merit in that it also put that standard of 2 seconds for 2 rounds
Mm-hmm.
across the nation. Because when he did it originally, it was to show
But
that the guys in the jail could get cut up before they can draw their gun. Because
Mm.
everybody was relying on the gun, standing still and get this gun out. Because a gun is better than a knife in a gunfight.
mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
it was
yeah. The
proven
old drill:
wrong.
don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Yeah,
Right. And
yeah,
then, but yet the knife was winning.
yeah.
So that's my point is with that. But we did it a few years ago with Benson and all those guys, Omar,
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
and
remember. I
we
remember.
did a simulation of it, and to a man, everybody lost to the knife.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone lost to
It
the
got
knife.
to us.
Right.
Yep. And it was we did 21 yards, and as soon as the guy moved, the guy that was standing straight ahead, he was standing side by side. He would get 21 yards before the guy can get a round off. And I mean, these are decent shooters. They weren't piss poor shooters.
Mm-hmm.
It was God, man. It was a sampling of people who,
You seen
claim to
the
be shooters.
you seen the demonstration instructor Zero did when he did that against the knife, and how he was only way he can defeat it without getting stabbed was going to the ground. That was the only way. As he was backing up, he fell on the ground and was able to
Mm.
get enough rounds,
Well,
6 rounds on the person in order to
I
stop
got
him.
you.
But
If
what happened
you
when you get there?
if you go to most of these training, they'll show you the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to draw your gun, you can't go back straight ahead. But as you're getting the gun out and you go down like you said, not even take a knee, but get your ass on the ground because that's more space.
And it's something
Follow
I
me?
never do.
Well, if you're in a desperate situation, you may have to make some desperate moves. Things
If
that you
if
didn't
I
do on
can't
the regular.
escape, that's a possibility. But if I can escape,
Right.
I'm staying on my feet. I am not.
Well, see,
No.
that's funny how you would say that because that's the old police mentality too. Is
What's that?
when jujitsu came about and it started to take over the nation. We were talking about in the '90s. In my particular instance, another gentleman who was a black belt in a different martial arts and some kind of karate or something. He's a good guy. We did petition to go to Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and they said no. And the reason why is the old members of the cadre said that officers should stay on their feet. What happens when you can't stay on your feet? Because if I found out and what we proved and what we showed, we both paid for it ourselves and we did it on our own. And when we came back, officers, guys that we work with, they want to stand on their feet. But if I force your ass to the ground, what are you going to do now?
You're not prepared.
You're not prepared because your mental your plan was to stay up. Okay, that's cool. But now
Right.
we're on the ground, and now
Yeah.
when we're on the ground, you have to know what you're doing. And,
Right.
and even if we're not going to stay down here, and we're not doing a judo or a jujitsu match. We're not going to do. You're trying to get the fuck. You got to figure out a way to get up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you every time you reach to get up, you're making it worse for somebody that knows how to keep you down there. You can't reach to get up. You got to get up another way. You got to get up with your internals. You got to push up against this person. You got to bring him with you to get up. These are little ways of saying it in a simple way. But when you actually start being a practitioner of this, you realize it doesn't matter. And most of these guys want you on the ground because they can dominate down there. And you can't roll over to get out, because if you do that, you as you saw those dudes in New York, the police officers in New York against the illegals. Those illegals got them, and they were beating them up. And those officers, when they tripped, fell, whatever reason why they were on the ground, they were trying to get up in conventional ways, just stand up or knees down and put their hands on the ground, push up. And those dudes had their way with them.
Yeah.
Because they weren't fighters. They didn't have the mindset of, I'm down here, let's stay down. You fucked up bringing me down here. That's what should have been.
Right.
Should have been. They should have been on their back, and they should have been basically drawing guard. Because at this point, I'm gonna bring this fucker as close to me as possible. I'm gonna lay on this gun, and I'm gonna put this motherfucker to sleep. Sorry, I'm getting a little carried away.
He's getting excited. He's getting excited.
But that's what your mentality has to be. That because if your mentality is not that, you're prone to die.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, this is the thing that we all three we've had this conversation before, where you have to start to hate, because your hate is going to allow you to love your loved ones tomorrow. Wow, that was profound, y'all. Hey, Al, mark that, man. Use that tomorrow.
I like that.
Highlight that.
that could be used for a lot of different things. What you just said, you know what I'm saying?
Never mind.
But I'll cut it up, put it out there, and let the people see it.
I know you will. Yeah. I think everybody, in closing, I think everyone should do some research, figure out your budget, and buy the highest quality knife that you can afford. Yeah, and make sure the clip is secure. Whether you another one, Al. When I lost that other one, maybe 5 years later, I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna buy another. The first knife that was bought was probably like $210. So I wound up going to buy a knife for $150. I wound up buying one of them old men buck cases. You ever see those? Yeah. And the fellas laughed because that's the way. But it didn't fall off. That clip,
right?
I was very untrusting of clips, so I had one of those. It had a.
That's the only problem.
Say it again.
The blade would break on those.
No. I had the pouch.
Oh, okay.
Old man pouches. Mind you, I'm in the FUD territory now. But back then I was pre-FUD. Yeah. But I still had a FUD pouch, and had a little snap on it, and I put the knife in it. The knife didn't fit perfectly, but it was enough to allow it to snap and be secure. And that's the way I carry it, because I didn't want to lose. I'm losing giving these knives away. I'm not giving this one away.
I think it's my philosophy. I like custom knives. I have a lot of custom knives, and some I can't carry. They're just actually too big. But I have a
diabolical.
Yeah, but I do have some custom knives. So custom is the way to go. You can get some nice stuff off of Etsy, and some nice custom knives. Just make sure the maker's in the United States and not Bangladesh or something like that. And
check the metal.
Yeah,
I can't recall it, but I will tell you there's difference in the metal.
Yeah, or you can just go to the knife show and pick some up. Them guys usually the second day they have some hellified discounts. So find something. I'm not paying $200 for a knife. I'm just not doing that to carry the EDC. That's just a little extreme for me. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. And so WK said Al is a chocolate fud.
He said you're still a chocolate fud. You get to the point. You be cutting the punchline, Al.
I know. Well, he called you a chocolate fud before, so that's what I said.
Yeah, he said you still a chocolate fud. Right.
Yeah.
I said I got him.
Yeah. So yeah, just watch what you carry. You know what I'm saying? But if you are in a concealed carry state and you have a concealed carry permit, you probably won't be able to carry a lot of different weaponry because it's conditioned to the firearm, concealed carry firearm. But here in the state of Georgia, we have a weapons license, so that means we can carry weapons. And so it's a lot different what we can carry. We can carry from knives to guns. You want to carry a battle
Sword.
axe, a sword. As long as you got that weapons permit, they can't say a thing. You know what I'm saying? So Georgia's a little bit different from every other state. I haven't seen any other state that has a weapons license like we do.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So that's actually a good thing for the state to have. You know what I'm saying? Instead of concealed carry. And I love it. So, and with that, we want to thank you guys for watching the show. Another good show tonight. We'll have this next topic we'll talk about. Matter of fact, I'll give a prequel to the next topic. Next week we're going to talk about state adopting constitutional carry and what's happening to gun control. So I'm not going to get into it because I can, and we'll end up starting another show. But there's some things that are happening. You guys need to pay attention, read up on it. And constitutional carry is actually a good thing in a lot of states. A lot of people are trying to say it's bad.
No matter how old, young they allow them to carry.
No
matter how young they let them carry.
Yeah, right. They still can't carry, and you can't carry a gun when you're under the age of 21, a handgun.
18.
But they can carry
some states. Not in the state of Georgia, but in one we got into it was South Carolina. They allow 18 and up.
Up to carry a gun? Okay. Handgun. So, but they can carry a rifle, a shotgun.
No, they carry a handgun, bro.
Oh, they can carry handguns?
That was the deal. Yep.
Oh, okay.
They can carry a handgun and conceal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in South Carolina, watch what you say. Louisiana too.
Yeah.
Don't talk to these youngins.
Get
them emotionally charged.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, it was the same thing with old people and women. You know, don't mess with them either. You know what I'm saying?
And in this day and age, watch your mouth to everybody because everybody potentially has a gun.
Yes. Yeah, and people are on edge, and we found out there's a lot of crazy people out here when we had the
Summer of Love.
Yeah, Summer of Love. So people are nuts, and when we was in the house for 3 years, you know what I'm saying? So
but you know what? We wanted a polite society. It's about to be one.
Yeah. Which is good.
Say, excuse me when you bump into somebody and
which is good.
Step on their shoe.
And you know, if you ever notice out, you don't get those mugged looks from anybody anymore. You ever notice that?
No, you don't even look. Unfortunately, Georgia's turned into like the inner city where you just walk past people, you don't even speak.
They don't even speak.
Got here, everyone spoke, whether you knew them or not, and you just wave your hand, keep on going, or how you doing? Now there ain't nobody saying nothing to nobody. It's getting like it's cold like New York City or Philadelphia. Or
I kind of like that though, because I don't need to be speaking to people. You know what I'm saying?
Because you ain't from here. You ain't from where we from.
Nope. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you in the range. Also, April 21st, sign up for the meet and greet. We still got some slots open, and you can bring a rifle if you're brand new. You just bought a rifle from Omar and or Al, and bring it out, and make sure you go see these guys before you bring it out to get it zeroed if you got a red dot on it or an optic.
And make sure you get all the other equipment too. Just don't grab a gun. Make sure you get mag pouch, magazines, a carrier, chest rig if you want. You're going to carry it on your belt, get mag pouches.
And plenty of ammo.
And at least 300 rounds.
Right. Yeah. And then come on out, pay your $30 and bring a sandwich, and we'll just have a great time.
Water. It might be hot back by then.
I'll have my ice chest. Yeah.
No, I said it'd be plenty hot. It might be hot back then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, which is true. Yeah. All right. See you guys in range. You got anything, Omar?
21-foot rule. It means something. I mean, you know,
Thank you.
Be alert. Be alert.
What you got, Al?
Second Amendment for everyone, bro.
All right. There you guys go.
Stay strapped.
All right. Thanks for everybody supporting the show and watching the show. Really appreciate you. All right. See you.
You too, WK.
Yeah, you too, WK. See you next time.